in recording in progress. So this is the test. Okay. And so
Yeah.
with the complete and there's people out there putting maps out there as to what they guess the new realignment's going to be to keep up with, you know, the next level of collegiate sports, especially football, is that you're going to have to not just have the NIL, but you've got to have the level of capacity for everything, facilities, and you're creating stars.
Yeah.
Well, it back in the day, it was great to say like, hey, down here at Marshall, we had blah 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 that was a UDFA, and he went on to be an NFL Hall of Famer. Well, that's a great story and all, but kids they're not buying that crap no more. They want to
Yep.
go to the Ohio State, so they can say that on Monday Night Football when they're announcing the star's name on the start of the broadcast, right? I mean, but if they don't like the coach there or they don't like the money there, now they want like 20 options to choose from.
Right.
So they're like, well, I'll come down to Mizzou, but y'all look like a high school football stadium, so no thanks.
Yep. Yep.
So with the amount of NIL that we are building, we're at least like playing ball. We're never going to catch up to Bama. We're never going to catch up to Georgia. They're just too far ahead of us is the problem. But we've done a good enough job, and we can thank Alden for that. He was smart enough to see the major future of collegiate sports, and
Mike
he's the one
Alden?
that took us, huh?
Was his name Mike Alden? Was that the old
Yeah,
athletic
yeah,
director?
our AD back in the day that took us to the SEC.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that was against that. There are a
Yeah.
whole lot of folks. No, 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 no. And I went, yes, yes, yes. Get the hell away from Texas. Get out of this mess and go ride the coattails for a little while because this is eventually going to happen. And
Yeah.
so that's where we're at, and we've kept up just enough to at least because we're on the front. If this latest round of information is true, there's going to be about 60 teams with
Yeah.
another 10 that are going to be like over there across the pond they have the whole uh their football, the soccer fellas.
Premier
They
League and
got
all
their
that.
relegation system, they call it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in this next round of realignment it's going to be 60 teams that are in, period, the end, and then another like 10 that gotta earn their way every year. And then the subdivision, the rest of these teams that don't make it into this new realignment division, they got to play their whole season to try to replace the other 10. Basically, it's kind of it. So there's going to be this relegation factor built into this whole thing eventually.
Not
Well,
like in the coming year or two, you're saying, but eventually.
I'd put it more like 2030. But yeah, it's coming. I mean, well, now again, these are rumors. Like nobody's come out and officially made the statement, but some pretty darn credible sources, if you follow the old Twitter feeds,
Yeah.
they're pretty reliable people. This is what's being talked about right now, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
And we're close. I mean, we're right now we're in, but we're this close to being in that relegation sphere. And that's
Okay.
why they're pushing for this build. And if you notice the post, it said 26. We're already halfway through 24.
Yeah.
That's a year and a half to completely like create a whole new stadium. That's not much time. So they're pushing hard to move fast and furious, which is another telltale sign. Usually that kind of a donation and then a build, that's going to be like a 5-year project. They're going to do it in a year and a half, or so they say.
Yeah. I
Because
was
they say
literally there
that,
yesterday and there is not a single like I just drove past it quickly, but I didn't see any sort of construction.
no, well, I know because they just announced this 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying is they're saying it's going to be ready for the 26 season. That never, I mean, they're going to have to be like working 24/7 to try to do this. And they're going to have
Yeah.
to pay a boatload to do it. So That's the point. Or they got somebody on board, obviously, that's within the system that's maybe giving them a price check. But yeah, but it's just another sign that what we think is going to happen is probably true, because lots of universities that are, especially on the bubble, they're doing these kinds of things right now.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Cool.
people don't like it, but like college football, as it were, is never going to exist again. The bowl games and only the blue bloods can recruit all the players, and because that was always the problem. Alabama could recruit 7 QBs, all 7 would be starters somewhere else, but they sat on the damn bench because they're like, I'll never make it to the NFL unless I'm at Bama. And then
Yep.
they waste 3 years, and then they don't get their shot, and then they go nowhere. Like
Right.
that is the easiest summation to this whole issue. And honestly, the NIL, while yeah, of course the players want to get paid, it was just one of the pressure points they wanted to add to the system to finally tell the NCAA to flip off, get out, bye. And that's what's going to happen next. If the super realignment occurs, they're basically going to do it without the NCAA, and then they're going to say, "Hey, NCAA, we didn't need you for this. Bye. We don't need to
Yep.
pay you $10 billion a year no more. And you weren't doing a good job anyways, so get the f out of here."
Right.
So, but yeah, it's all right. Do we want to test that real quick here?
Sure.